Hi, and welcome to Wow Talk. I'm Donna Cappuccitti, a thriving cancer survivor.
And I'm her naturopathic doctor, Darlene Gustin. We're here to encourage, educate, and empower you on your journey to optimum wellness.
Welcome.
Hello.
Today we're going to talk about quality of life.
Maybe we should tell the story about how we came up with this topic.
Yes, why don't we tell the story?
Let's start with that.
You start. It's your story.
Okay, so we are taping and we are actually in Donna's kitchen right now. She's got all the equipment here. And Donna goes to make me a coffee. And I've had a rough week. She's making me my favorite latte. And all of a sudden she says, let's add Bailey's. And I thought, yes. And it was funny because just this week I was putting dishes away and I'm looking at these cute little mugs that I bought. Crystal. I don't know if they're glass or crystal, but they're all beveled and really super cute for having like Irish coffee, which I love. And I've never actually used them yet. And I've had them for at least 6 months. And I thought, what? They're just sitting in my cupboard and I just look at them. Why am I not enjoying something? I love Irish coffee here and there. And I maybe have it like once a year in a restaurant. And my Irish coffee is sitting in the liquor cabinet just getting expired. And I thought, why am I denying myself? And then one day I'm going to throw the Irish coffee, the Irish cream away. And one day I'm going to downsize and put those in a Goodwill box. And all these years go by and I haven't used them. And I thought, no, I got to change that. I think every weekend my ritual is going to be have that Irish coffee.
That's right. I am so happy to hear that. Of course, today's Friday, but it's a weekend, right? It's the start of the weekend. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I always go by that. And, it just, why not? Why not? And this is what we want to talk about. We want to talk about how we tend to just go through the days running around, getting caught up with whether it be work, other responsibilities, our kids, parents, everything, anything and everything you could think of. And then we don't really take care of ourselves. And we're not stopping to really be in the moment and to do those things that we love to do, or even just anything that resembles self-care. Correct?
Correct. It's bringing up memory of that old saying, stop and smell the roses.
Exactly. I was about to say it, and then I was holding back, but I'm glad you did. That's it.
Stop and get the Baileys.
Yes.
Yeah, you heard that from a naturopath.
Yes. I mean, what's a shot of Bailey's? That's it, it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah. And I always tell my patients, I'm not one of the paranoid health nuts. I am more of a life balance type of a person. And I'm Croatian. I bake. I eat red meat. But that's not my 80%. So balance usually is defined as the 80-20 rule. And I can't believe how much the Baileys in my coffee made my day.
Oh, that makes me happy. I know. It's just even the thought of it. The thought of it. But then, of course, we had to do it, and our coffee tastes great.
Yeah. And I said, Donna, we have to tape about quality of life. And that word comes up so often for me in my clinic because I work with many patients who have chronic conditions that they're managing, dealing with for years on end. My cancer patients, my cancer survivors. There's actually official questionnaires you can find on the quality of life questionnaire. And I said, that's a fantastic topic. And you don't have to be sick or suffering from something serious or prolonged. Just today, this simple little thing really, really boosted my mood today. And I think we have to get more of those. I think also they're called glimmers.
Oh, I love that word.
Yeah. I keep hearing that. I've been to some, workshops for women and empowerment and personal growth. And I keep hearing the word glimmers. And I go, that was my glimmer today.
And I'm so happy
that
I was able to provide that glimmer for you. But it's a glimmer for me as well.
Yeah.
It's good. It's just a fun way to start. It puts a little lift in your step and a sparkle in your day, or a glimmer. But let's talk about it. So someone will come into your office. And how do you know? I bet right away you can clue in that quality of life is down. So let's talk about that. What do they say? How do you respond? And what do you suggest for treatment?
Well, we use the word dysfunction in the naturopathic profession, where the person just doesn't feel good. And a lot of the time they fall through the cracks. Their regular blood work is normal. They may or may not have a diagnosis. A lot of the times at the top of that list is a lack of energy. There could be pain, intermittent pain or chronic pain, and they just don't have the energy, don't have the motivation, or they have the motivation to do something, but they physically can't garden or play their sports anymore, etc. So those are the things that chip away at quality of life, and sleep is a big one. Like, even if you didn't sleep well for one night, you're not your best version of yourself the next day. And there's so many people that are suffering with sleep dysfunction, sleep apnea, etc. So quality of life can encompass a lot of things, not just the physical body, but today with my Bailey's, it was more an emotional thing. I thought I was doing fine. It's been a heavy week, a busy week, but it was just a lift emotionally, spiritually. So as naturopaths, the definition of health is the optimum function of body, mind, and spirit. And sometimes you just have to take a step back and take a realistic look at, what am I doing? How am I living? And not wait for those pathetic 2 weeks per year we get off of work. As Canadians, that's the typical thing. Woohoo, you work a million weeks in a row, and you're waiting for that annual vacation, and it's not enough.
No, clearly not.
No.
So, okay, let's break this down then. Body. What do you tell someone besides sleep? And I'm going to guess protein?
Absolutely. Okay. Just the basics. Like, medicine is really not that fancy. Like, you can dive deep into the science, and at the end of the day, it always circles its way back to basic things like sunshine, movement, water, food, social connections, sleep. Those are the 6 best doctors, right? So I always start with that. We are now calling that lifestyle medicine. It has an official word now. And I take a lot of courses in lifestyle medicine because I don't want to sell a bunch of herbs and supplements. I wish I didn't have to. The only reason you need a supplement is because the nutrients aren't in the food anymore. I wish it wasn't like that, but it is. So, but always start with the basics.
Okay, so besides the basics, if you have to resort to supplements, and I know everybody's different, so we're not talking about self-diagnosis here or self-remedying, but what would you suggest? What would be a number one supplement that people would want to take or could take?
Well, there's a lot of superfoods where one herb or plant has multiple benefits. So it goes through waves. There was a period of time everybody wanted aloe vera, then everybody wanted oregano. Nowadays everybody wants siljap. I can't even pronounce it. So anyway, and they go, oh, what do you think of this? And I go, well, I've read up on it. I know it's very rich in minerals, and it provides oxygen, and it helps digestion, and it helps adrenals, and it's like a multivitamin with 50 ingredients, and you might only need 5 of them, but those 5 are so underrepresented.
Okay.
Yeah. So not that those would generally cause harm, but I actually don't even meet a lot of people who are bouncing with joy. It's like, oh, this amazing new supplement that was well marketed, works really good on me. And I always say, well, what's it doing for you? I don't know about it. It sounds really good. I've been like ordering it from the States for like the last 3 months. And I'm going, okay. And I always give patients the respect and the benefit of the doubt. And I say, okay, you really love this product. You want to take it? Go for it. I will just give you feedback on, do I see anything happening? Can I measure anything happening? Whether it's your body composition or your live blood analysis or measuring your stress glands. And if you want that feedback, then you're very convinced, or a lot of people who are in multi-level marketing companies, they feel like they need to be loyal to the whole product line. And I understand that. And so it's just my job to educate the person and give them the feedback. Hey, I don't see anything happening. I don't see any harm. I don't see much happening either.
So there's not one supplement per se you would suggest? Not one, like not a multivitamin, or
no.
Make sure you have vitamin C or anything like that, or
Well, we're Canadian, so the answer to that is very seasonal. So show me a Canadian who got enough sun in February.
Yeah.
But so
well,
it's
no
very
one that was
common.
Here.
It's very common for us to need extra antioxidants like vitamin C and vitamin D and oils because it's winter. And winter is felt by our bodies a number of different ways. Yeah, we don't go outside so much. It's cold, therefore we don't get sun. But beyond that, our food is imported.
Exactly.
Right? We're not harvesting anything in February underneath 3 feet of snow. So our food is picked green. It's imported. There's a greater lag of time between when the food was picked green and by the time you ate it. Mm-hmm. Or maybe the foods were frozen or pickled or jarred or canned. And all of these things affect the nutrition that we have access to in the winter.
Okay, that said, also, you mentioned oils, which makes me think of essential fatty oils or acids.
Acids, yeah.
Acids. And so let's talk about the mind. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that.
For sure. So
brain health.
For sure. So in North America, we are known to be deficient in especially omega-3 fatty acids. And those are the ones that are really important for brain health and for cardiovascular health. And we all know how many people are suffering with mental health problems and heart-related problems, and how many people don't eat enough fish. So I always start with lifestyle. I go, how often do you eat fish? Which fish is it? And no, shrimp don't count. I'm talking salmon.
That's good. What are you talking?
Salmon.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so salmon, cod, halibut, herring, and haddock. Those are the fish that I support the most for the food source of omega-3 fatty acids, and walnuts are great too.
Oh, walnuts.
Yeah.
It's an added surprise. I did not know.
Yeah. So starting with the simple things, but it always starts with a good conversation. Like how do you feel and how does your day go? What do you do? You know?
So then if you're not eating enough fish, what do you suggest?
Start eating fish.
Okay. Let's say you don't like fish at all. You will not eat fish.
Or
I have a friend
vegan.
who won't touch fish. She will cook it, but she will not touch it.
Yeah.
So what should she do? Should she go out and purchase a bottle of those little pills?
Well, a lot of people do that. They will supplement with fish oils.
Okay.
But there's a growing number of people who want plant-based nutrition, and some nutrients such as DHA are very negligible, almost non-existent in these vegan plant-based meal plans. And then with those people, I recommend them to check out the algae as a food or as a supplement. Those are known to be very high in DHA. And the answers are always very individual.
Okay, I know. We always go back to that, but I love for our listeners to have a takeaway, something that they can start ahead of time before they go out and find their own natural path or send us questions or what have you. Okay, so that's that. Anything else you could think of for the brain?
Oh, water. Water. The brain is the first place where you're going to feel dehydration, and water quality is a bigger topic every year because here where we live in the GTA, there's a big influx of population, and I was responding to a Facebook post on a local mommy's chat. I love it there. We have this amazing community of moms.
Don't we though? All the answers are in that chat.
Yeah.
All the answers. It's wild.
Absolutely. And one of the moms was asking about water quality. And it's like, oh, is anybody concerned about the fluoride in the water? And I had to respond. And I said, yeah, the fluoride, the chlorine. But honestly, my biggest concern about the water is medication residue. With the amount of people that are influxing to the Toronto area, our pre-existing water filtering systems were meant to handle only so much volume for only so many years and only so many substances. And if you think about how many people are medicated with the birth control pill, cholesterol meds, antidepressants, etc., etc., etc. In the naturopathic profession, yes, we're concerned about fluoride and chlorine and heavy metals and microbes, and medication residue in the water. So your simple fridge filter doesn't get that stuff out. And they don't have a very good reputation because most people don't change the filter often enough. So you get mold in the filter itself. And there's really no good answer on this question, because the more you filter the water, the more you also lose the nutrients. So
exactly.
Yeah.
But how does the medication get into the water?
It's not there in its original format, but when you take a medication, it comes into your body chemistry responds to it for the desired effect, and then there's like waste, chemistry waste residue. Like if you burn wood in the fireplace, you're left with the ashes.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
So those byproducts of the medications, or even people just flushing them down the toilet, right? I don't know how many people are conscientious about their disposal of expired medication. So if your medications are not working and you get a different kind of medication, what do you do with the leftovers? Did you really take them all the way back to the drugstore? And how did you dispose of them? It's like, well, if they're in our water supply, and I don't know what percentage of people are doing that.
It's food for thought.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the spirit.
Yeah, that's a great topic. I find in the younger years I was more conservative about that because I never knew what faith my patients practiced, and I didn't want to offend anybody. I know what I believe in, and that might be different from what my patient believes in. So I want to be respectful of all faiths and cultures. But the way I ask it is, do you practice any faith? And it's an important part of our well-being. And it also includes your purpose, your passion. Why are you here? Are you living the truth? Are you being you? Or are you just muddling through life, shuffling your kids where they need to go, showing up at work, putting in your work day, coming home, making dinner, not really thinking about how's my life going?
That is a really good question. I guess you would also touch on relationships and all of that as well.
Of course,
right?
of course.
How fulfilling they are to your spirit. Wow.
Yeah,
you're like a therapist too, I believe.
Well, we do learn, some psychology in naturopathic school, and it's amazing how many times a patient comes in and I feel like I was their therapist that day. We don't talk about their liver and their dandelion coffee and their vitamin D. They just spill their soul and they tell me all this stuff that's happening, and I just point them to different resources, different books, different techniques, refer them to local therapists and counselors, and there's a lot of things out there like emotional freedom technique and body talk and Bach flower remedies. And so those are actually very fun appointments for me. I just feel so honored to share what's going on in people's lives and to try and guide them along emotionally and spiritually as well. And sometimes I get the prescription pad, and on that prescription pad is read this book, do a forest walk, go outside, don't use your electronics at bedtime. And that's the prescription.
That's a great prescription.
Drink enough water till your urine looks clear.
Yes.
and I tell them you don't have to be perfect. Just do something better than you did last week. Or do something better than you did this appointment. And I might say, I'd love to see you eating 90 grams of protein a day, but their starting point was 10. So if the next time I see you, you're at 30 grams of protein, that's amazing. That's a 300% increase, right? So just move forward. Don't need to be overwhelmed about being a health nut overnight.
That is great advice. And that's it. A lot of us, I believe, give up because we can't keep up. I know in the beginning when I first started seeing you, sometimes you would give me a whole list of things to do, like trying to do my basal temperature, whatever basal body, is that what is it called exactly? The
basal body temperature.
Basal body temperature. Oh my goodness. You know how many times I woke up in the morning and I forgot, and then I'd be so frustrated and thinking, I can't do this. Or doing the test. Litmus, what is that one? The one that
pH paper.
pH paper. Oh my goodness. That's another one when you have to do it with the lemons and the I would just go, I can't do it, man. And I'd come in with maybe I did it 3 times instead of the whole week. But you were very good. You've always been very good, and you've worked with whatever data I've given you. So anyway.
The best is when I give homework to my patients who are teachers. It's like payback.
Oh, that's great.
After being a student for 30 years, I thought, I'm giving the teacher some homework.
That's brilliant. I love it. Yeah. Anyway, is there anything else you want to touch on about quality of life?
Just start somewhere. Just take a step back and take a rude awakening look at your life and say, what am I doing? Where's my time going? Maybe just do a time study. And if you're trying to build new habits and routines, the good thing is everybody has a cell phone. I say use your cell phone and just put a reminder on there that at 2:00 in the afternoon, drink some water. So a lot of people who are working at a desk, they have the afternoon, the 3 p.m. slump. So they all go to the coffee station, they go looking for cookies, and it might just be dehydration. And if you're drinking 0 cups of water a day and you're on your way to drinking 6 or 8, start with 1.
Yes, that's great advice, right? Just jump in where you are. You're not behind, just get going where you are. And no time like the present. And don't be hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Just do the best you can.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. If you have any questions, if there's any topics you would like us to cover in future episodes, please let us know.
And you can also find us on Instagram at Wow Talk.
Bye for now.
Bye.